I got asked this morning to explain a little bit more detail about what I do and how I help business professionals use LinkedIn and Sales Navigator as business tools. So I'm going to share that high level, what I do and how I create value in this little video. So number one thing, I've break LinkedIn down into four pieces, four very deliberate pieces. Number one is presence. Number two is network. Number three is brand. And number four is prospecting. So let's take it at one piece at a time. Presence, your LinkedIn profile. Your LinkedIn profile is your billboard. And most people, when they think their LinkedIn profile, they think resume. And that is the wrong thing to think. You must think billboard. You must think brochure. You must be very clear as to who you're talking to, what you're talking about, what words you're using, and how you are telling your target audience who you are and what you do. And most people don't think this way. And one of my jobs is to help business professionals, whether it's B2B or B2C, in any industry, in any role, and even in career transition, how to build a brochure, how to build a billboard on LinkedIn that clearly tells their target audience who they are, what they do, and how they create value. How to use all of the different areas of their LinkedIn profile so that when someone looks at their LinkedIn profile, they are not confused as to who you are and what you do and what value you bring to them. Most people, when they look at a LinkedIn profile, they're going to tell me who they work for. You don't need to tell me who you work for. I see that right here. You don't need to tell me you're a team lead. What you need to do is tell me what value you provide for me, how you can solve my problems, how you can create results for me. The number one thing I teach people how to do is be clear on their target audience, be clear on the words to use, and then how to build a professional LinkedIn profile that tells their target audience what you do and how you create value for them. The second thing I do when in my programs, my one-on-one coaching, my corporate programs, my learning and development programs, I teach LinkedIn professionals how to network, how to use the right tools that they need to be using, how to use LinkedIn, how to use Sales Navigator, whatever tool that they want to be using based on the particular task at hand, how to find the right people to connect with. How to find the right people, and then how to get connected to them, because it doesn't start with hitting the connect button. There's much more deliberate actions they can be using so that when they do send an invite to this person, they're more likely to accept and more likely to be willing to get into a conversation with you. Most people, when they build a LinkedIn network, they either only connect with people they meet and who they know. They connect with everybody. And very few do what I refer to as purposeful networking, where you look for your target audience and you look for their influencers. And then again, you find the right way to get connected to them. You find the right way to send them an invite so that they're more likely to hit the accept button. And again, more likely to get into the right conversation, which, by the way, is another big problem that lots of people have on LinkedIn, is once they connect, they either never engage or they engage with everybody exactly the same way. And that is not the right way to engage with your LinkedIn network. Purposeful networking means there's a tactic, there's a process, there's a philosophy that you use depending upon who that person is you just connected with. The third thing I teach is brand. And brand is all about, when I look at your LinkedIn content and I see what activity you're doing, I look at your LinkedIn content and I see, are you engaging in meaningful ways, or are you just bashing your forehead into the like button? Have you written a LinkedIn article? Have you shared any LinkedIn documents? Is the content that you're sharing through post, is it highly relevant and useful to your target audience? Or is it just the same old stuff that everybody else is doing and there's and your target audience is not looking for this? Most people get on LinkedIn, they do one of three things. They engage on nothing. They just never show up and they never do anything at all. When I look at their activity, I can see that this person has never done anything on LinkedIn, and that is a missed opportunity. Or they get on LinkedIn and what they do is the only thing they share, and I'm not saying this person's that person, the only thing they share through posts is all about them and all about their business, all about their products, their services. What they miss out on is getting into real conversations with their target audience, real conversations with people who are relevant to them, real conversations with people who could become an influencer, who can introduce you to your target audience. And that is, again, way more than a like button. So we got two people who do nothing, or people who, what I refer to as barf out their content over and over again with no concern for what their target audience is interested in. Or the third person that I see on LinkedIn a lot is someone who's all over the place. They're engaging on content in all different areas that is often highly irrelevant to who they are and what they do, and creates confusion in the mind of their target audience because now they don't know really what this person is all about. A serious professional LinkedIn user is going to share and engage on content in very meaningful ways, relevant to who they are and what they do, and most importantly, relevant and useful to their target audience. And most people don't think this way. The fourth area that I cover in the programs is I teach business LinkedIn professionals who want to use LinkedIn as a business tool how to prospect. And prospecting includes Sales Navigator, because Sales Navigator is a very powerful tool with much broader and more powerful search filters, the ability to build lists, the ability to do in-mails, the ability to do social listening, and the ability to look at the people on LinkedIn that are important to you and finding ways to get introduced or connected to these people that you want to have a conversation with. And again, most importantly, the ability to do social listening and to understand what kind of conversations your target audience or the people you're in your account list or your lead list are sharing, and ways for you to get into conversations with them. I'm very deliberate about breaking LinkedIn up into these four pieces: social presence, social network, social engagement, and social prospecting, which includes social listening. I do this work one-on-one. I do this work in group training. And I do this work in corporate training programs, which includes coaching, support, and the access to me as a trainer for up to 6 months for anybody in the program. They don't need to wait for the next session. They can email me, text message me, invite me to a quick Zoom chat to help them figure out how to move forward and keep practicing the philosophies and the best practices that they're learning so they can actually create real value using what they're learning. This is what I'm all about. This is how I help people. If you want to have a conversation about how I can help you and or your team, just grab my email out of this YouTube video, message me, and ask me for a conversation. I'm Teddy, your LinkedIn and Sales Navigator strategist, trainer, and coach. Thank you for letting me share this.